Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood, and you are watching The Political Vigilante. I am here with someone who's in the chats a lot, Mark Emberg33. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. It's first time I talked to you since seeing you in Boston.
Oh, right on. Yeah, thanks for coming to the show in Boston. That was a great show. And uh, you're here because you supported my Indiegogo to Russia, which was great. Thank you for supporting that. And one of the tiers was the video interview tier, which is what we're doing here. And that just an update for everybody. I have an editor who's already done like a first draft, a first pass, if you will, on the Russia documentary. Hopefully it'll be done in the next couple months. So
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
it's going great. But you wanted to talk about basically we've all been talking really about how a lot of people like Tulsi have been, Mike Gravel even have been kind of pushed out of the debates and not allowed to speak. And so there's this event that you are talking about here, the free and equal and open debate team up for open presidential debate on March 4th. They really want to open up
Yep.
the debate. So what can you tell us about this event?
Um. Well. All I know is that it it's I think sponsored from the openthedebates.org, the
Mm-hmm.
nonprofit that's been trying to open up the debates for years, and they apparently, in the email I got about it, I'm not even connected to them. I just got an email about it,
Mm-hmm.
and they said four candidates agreed to join it, but I don't know who. They didn't say.
Yeah, I'm looking at their website right here, and I don't see that. The website is openthedebates.org, and the event's going to be broadcast live at freeandequal.org, which is pretty interesting to me. I'd like to see, I mean, if any, it's going to be March 4th at 6 p.m. Central Time, which would
Yeah.
be 7 p.m. on the East Coast and 4 p.m. on the West Coast. And that's a day after Super Tuesday. If I'm not mistaken, Super Tuesday is March 3rd. Yeah, so that'll be interesting to see. We'll know. We'll have a better idea of what everything looks like. So for right now, Bernie won New Hampshire, even though they're giving him and Buttigieg the same amount of delegates, and Bernie won the
I re-
popular vote in Iowa, and I guess they're calling that a tie, even though it's not.
uh,
So,
oh yeah, and even though there was that guy you saw who flipped the coin in Iowa, like looked like he flipped it like six times in order to figure out, like, oh, like flip, 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 flip. What does it say? Yeah, and then he said, "Okay, put it again." Yeah,
yeah, he flipped it and he held it in his hand and turned it around, and it was just like a scam.
yeah, and no one called him out for it. It was just awkward. Yay!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, basically, I was saying, like, unless people are hitting the streets over that, I don't know what would make everyone just protest about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so so yeah, when I found out Yang dropped out, I actually felt, I remember how I felt when Mike Gravel dropped out.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so
I, you know, Mike Ravel, he never got a fair shake. I donated to his campaign, and I was hoping he was going to be on the debate stage like he was back in 2008.
yeah,
And I really appreciate what he was saying. I interviewed him on this show, and I was bummed when he dropped out. Andrew Yang, I didn't agree with the specifics of his UBI and how he wanted to implement it, but I'm glad he was talking about it. He got people, he brought that into the mainstream. He was talking about automation, which is something that needs to be addressed. I personally think UBI and a federal jobs guarantee can work together with a Green New Deal. But I'm glad Andrew Yang brought that up, and he would also
uh,
be somebody else on the debate stage saying, "Look, Donald Trump is not the whole problem. We have to address all the other issues that brought Trump here. And I'm glad he was saying that, because to listen to all those centrists go, oh, Trump is the first corrupt president we've ever had, was just kind of hilarious to me.
Yeah, yeah. If only the primary had all 5 of the anti-establishment candidates on the stage, and everyone else just wasn't there.
Yeah, that would have been fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, first Michael Bell dropped out, then Marianne Williamson, now Yang, and now it's only Tulsi and Bernie left.
Mm-hmm.
So what would be really interesting, what could really boost them both, is if they both end up doing a rally together and saying, okay, we're just going to compete who's on the top of our ticket.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like.
Well, let me ask you this question now that Yang's dropped out, and him and Tulsi, were right around the same. They both got about 3% of the vote. She got a little more actual votes than he did in New Hampshire. What do you think? I mean, obviously we'd all like to see Yang endorse Bernie or something like that, but what do you think Tulsi Gabbard should do?
I think Tulsi should do what we all wanted Bernie to do in 2016, and just sound the alarm about what's going on, and how Bernie's losing his allies on stage really, really fast, and this is only the second state we competed in, and now there's only two anti-establishment candidates left, and so the Burn app is a good idea. It might help during the general.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I saw a video of Tulsi addressing the Yang gang, saying that she was gonna carry the torch for UBI, and she was gonna So she's not like everyone else, where just come over to us. She's basically saying, here's what I can do to get you to come over to me. Imagine if Hillary Clinton did that.
Right.
Actually, when I voted for Bernie in the 2016 primary, I actually wasn't Bernie or bust. What made me Bernie or bust was Hillary Clinton constantly belittling people like me and everything.
Yeah, specifically, what did she say and do that made you feel belittled in 2016 after Bernie?
The thing that first started getting me against her was when sorry. Okay, what first got me against her was when she was and on the debate stage with Bernie, she was pretending passing Medicare for all would mean repealing Obamacare, and then talking about the debate, and then implementing Medicare for all when we have nothing on the books currently. Right. I saw that, and it was and then I was like, oh, that's not true. And then she started I don't know. I just can't recall exactly, but she was basically just not being too nice to us. So
yeah,
it's kind of like that that recent MSNBC interview that happened, where that you showed in a live stream yesterday.
Oh, right, where that MSNBC viewer, that woman said, I, think there's a lot of great candidates in the Democratic field, but the reason I voted for Bernie was because MSNBC keeps smearing him, so I don't think it's fair, so I'm voting for Bernie. Yeah, I think the constant smear tactics are starting to, some people are starting to be fed up with it. you know?
Yeah, like the Queen of Warmongers trended like after after Hillary Clinton tried to go after Tulsi Gabbard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was it was a good day for me. Yeah, it
Well,
was
yeah,
pretty.
I think people are starting to really see what the corporate media is doing here. They're you know, I think, you know, it's why Elizabeth Warren only got about 9% of the vote in New Hampshire after she was the big heavy front runner, because, you know, that tactic she pulled with Bernie really backfired on her
Oh yeah.
ahead of the Iowa caucuses, where she, you know, claimed he said women can't be president. And then it's like starting to come out about her lying about her, you know, being Native American. And so now we're
Oh
seeing, though, the ruling class is pushing Amy Klobuchar. They really want
yeah.
Klobuchar and Wine Cave Pete. How are you seeing this
Yeah.
play out?
Well, okay. Well, about Elizabeth Warren, I actually voted for Elizabeth Warren the first time around because I actually thought that she was gonna she was gonna be good because of all the fiery talk she was having
Mm-hmm.
um and honestly I didn't really I thought the Native American thing was just a smear. I didn't know that was actually true until I actually saw. I think you showed like her actually signing Native American on the form.
Yeah.
Like I didn't really believe it until I saw it.
Yep, the 1986. Yeah, because when you first heard about it, it was like, oh, is Trump calling her Pocahontas, which is like racist and offensive. So you just like, oh, well,
Yeah.
Trump is just being a racist jackass. So
Yeah, and I think it's bad optics that one of the first Native American congresswomen have endorsed Elizabeth Warren
mhm.
because um, because actual real Native Americans are pissed off at her for it,
Yeah.
and they're gonna view this Native congresswoman as someone who just turned their backs on them.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see. You know, New Hampshire is showing. I mean, New Iowa there made it very clear that the deep state, the intelligence community, really wants Wine Cave Pete. I mean, that's really who they
Yeah,
want. And now we're seeing this surge of Klobuchar. Like they keep these fake surges going.
yeah,
So, and Liz Warren in her speech, it sounded like she was about to drop out, but she listed Klobuchar, and she said again that her and Amy Klobuchar are the only ones in the Democratic field to not
mm,
take money from billionaires, which is just another
oh
bold-faced lie. She's taken
yeah,
money from 6 billionaires. Klobuchar has taken money from 21 billionaires. And Bernie
hmm
has taken money from none. Well, technically, one billionaire's wife gave him a check for
and he
400.
handed it back.
Yeah, and he handed it back. So, you know, it's Elizabeth
Yeah.
Warren. Just she seems very Clinton-y in the way that she just, you know, can't even, you know, answer a simple question without some type of lie.
Yeah. Well, Ayanna Presley can follow her on the debate stage and help her out.
Yeah, that'd be great. So I noticed in your background here you have a Green Party
Yeah.
behind you. So is that, are you like a Bernie or bust in terms of if they don't nominate if Bernie or somebody like Tulsi, then you'll go third party in the general?
Yeah. As long as the Green nominee isn't Howie Hawkins,
What's your
because as long as the Green nominee isn't Howie Hawkins, I would go Green.
why?
It's Howie Hawkins has recently become a Russiagator.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
and
disappointing.
yeah, actually, when Jimmy Dore found out during one of the live streams, he actually said that that if they nominate him, the Green Party's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, he actually found out through an interview with Jill Stein. I think
Oh.
he told him that, and and he got pretty bad because he actually helped fundraise for his New York run, I think.
Yeah, I can see that would be pretty ridiculous. So, as we wrap up here, how do you see this primary unfolding? I know we've got this Free and Equal Election Foundation is doing their debate on March 4th at 6 p.m. Central Time, and then you can live stream it at freeandequal.org, and I'll put the link to that in the show notes below. But how do you see this primary playing out? We've solved the blatant cheating in Iowa. We're seeing, they're doing everything they can to stop Bernie, and how do you see this playing out?
Well, I'm seeing this through cynical eyes because we've all lived through 2016. So it seems like they're just gonna cheat Bernie and cheat Bernie again, and then cheat Tulsi, and then just Bernie will just roll over again. I'm afraid he'll do that because that's what he did. He said, like, right before he dropped out, he promised it was going to be a contested convention, and everyone cheered because they knew that cheating was happening.
Right.
He was like, there will be a contested convention, then I will endorse Hillary Clinton. It was pretty nuts. That was like the first time people started booing Bernie on speeches.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it was crazy. And
go ahead.
But yeah, so that's why I wanted to get the word out about the open debate that's going to be on March 4th, and hopefully other candidates would agree to go on. Maybe some of them who already dropped out could just show up and just say, okay, we're technically not in the race anymore, but hey, let's talk still. I don't know.
Yeah, let's hope. It's good to get the word out on this free and equal, open debate. So to get candidates from various political parties, because that's what a real democracy is. This isn't we don't have a real democracy. We have a kleptocracy run by oligarchs with two, basically in the bag. It's just watching Coke and Pepsi debate. I mean, it's ridiculous to watch all these centrists who basically sound like Republicans. It's pretty disheartening. So thank you, Mark, for bringing this to our attention. And as I said, everybody, I will put it's openthedebates.org, and the link is in the show notes below. And of course, you can support the show by going to patreon.com/Graham Elwood or rockfin.com/Graham Elwood and join us on the road for the Progressive Comedy Tour in 2020. Go to GrahamElwood.com. Mark, thank you so much. And we'll see Mberg, your screen name, Mberg33, in the live chat.
Yeah, but it's actually 1333 on Twitter. 33 was taken.
Okay, Mberg1333 on Twitter, and Mberg33 is your screen name on the live chats.
Yeah. Yeah, that was mostly my username everywhere else, so I just couldn't.
Right on.
It's kind of like Jimmy_Door. It was because someone else had it. Right.
Well, thanks, man. Thanks for supporting the show, and thanks for supporting the trip to Russia. And like I said, the documentary is being edited as we speak, and hopefully be able to screen it at some point in the next couple months, this spring or early summer. So thanks for being on the show, Mark, and shave your knuckles for justice.
Yep. All right.
All right, dude, that was great.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell notification button. Even if you've done it before, YouTube is undoing that and they're unsubscribing people. Make sure you're subscribed. Share the videos out on your social media. Support what we're doing at patreon.com/Graham Elwood, rockfin.com/Graham Elwood, and come see Ron Placone and I on the road for the Progressive Comedy Tour. February, we're in Tucson and San Francisco. March, we are in Florida, Orlando, Tampa, and Miami. April, we are in Seattle and Portland, Oregon. And May, we are in Indianapolis, Detroit, and Cleveland. All my tour dates are at grahamelwood.com. We're probably coming to a city near you. Join us. You show up alone, you leave a part of a community.